Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 20 of Revisiting the Rumble, the review series where I revisit every Royal Rumble from 1988 to 2014. This series will probably be done probably in mid-February. But the second episode of today, episode 20, deals with Royal Rumble 2007, which took place on January the 28th, 2007, from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, Texas. We have a 5-match card, so 25 maximum star rating. The opening contest is the Hardyz versus Eminem. Not as good, a good match, but not as good as their match from ECW December to Dismember. It's the one match on that show worth watching. If I ever review it, I will explain why that show is a flaming piece of garbage. Like I said, this is not as good of a match as that one, but this match, Eminem worked on Matt Hardy's jaw from a snapshot on the concrete 3 days before this, or at least 3 days TV-wise before this on SmackDown. And they work over Matt's jaw the entire time, so there's psychology there. You got the story of Joey Mercury's got a... You got it. I only have one. You have Joey Mercury's got the face mask because of his nose. Eventually, the Hardys hit a twist of fate, followed by the Swanton gets the win. 3 stars. So we get the ECW Championship match. The champion Bobby Lashley defending against Test. 1 star. This is really not a good match. Test gets hit by I think it's a spear by Lashley, and he rolls out of the ring and just basically walks away and gets counted out. I think I was going to go to continue this rivalry and feud, but I believe Test got fired right after this show, and then tragically died later, I believe that year, 2007. So, I believe. Could be wrong. If you watch this video and know that, feel free to put it in the comments section. 1 star. So then we get the World Heavyweight Championship match, Batista versus Mr. Kennedy. Kennedy had won a beat-the-clock sprint, a 16-man beat-the-clock sprint over 2 weeks, with a time of 5 minutes and 20 seconds, which The Undertaker failed to beat when Mr. Kennedy interfered in the match. And the story here is the fact that Kennedy in 2006 had defeated 6 former world champions, and now he's trying to win the world championship. Kennedy does work over the legs, so there's psychology here, but it doesn't make any sense because Kennedy never had a submission move that worked on the leg. Because his finisher was the mic check, which had nothing to do with the lower body at all. So it doesn't make any sense. Batista eventually has a spinebuster Batista bomb, 1, 2, 3, and Batista wins the match. Although it should be noted, there was a ref bump and Kennedy hit a neck breaker and actually had Batista pinned for about a count of 10. But the feud never continued anyway, so that really only works in that case, and this never really went anywhere past the Royal Rumble. Kennedy would go on to win Money in the Bank, but lose the briefcase to Edge because he got injured. 2.5 stars. Then we get a Royal Rumble Classic, and given one of the guys that's in this, now that's very hard to say, as it's the last man standing match for the WWE Championship, John Cena versus Umaga. 5-star last man standing match, because this is back when the WWE actually knew how to tell a story of John Cena. For starters, he's working an abdominal injury from going through a table on the Raw before this, which Umaga goes over and works. So, yeah, this was back when WWE could actually tell a story of Cena, which is not Cena's fault that they don't know how to do now, but not Cena's fault, but there's also a lot of good spots here. Like, there's a spot where John Cena gets the steps and he just throws him out of the ring onto Umaga's head, which Umaga gets up from. There's Umaga running across all 3 announce tables for a splash, which he gets up from. And then there's the finishing sequence where Armando Estrada unhooks the top turnbuckle, gives it to Umaga to use. Umaga gets caught in the attitude adjustment. And then Cena uses the STF with the top rope to essentially choke Umaga out. And that wins him the match. 5-star match, no real problem here. Most people would probably nitpick and say Umaga probably should have won the title, but no. in that case, no. I think Cena should have won this match because Umaga was still an untested thing. So, 5-star there. And then we get the 2007 Royal Rumble match. 4.5 stars. The second best Royal Rumble I've rated behind 2001 and 92. Now, a lot of it is for the finishing sequence, but still. Ric Flair's number 1, Finlay's number 2. As always, entry order, description box. Longest lasting, most eliminations, description box. Final 4 here are Undertaker, Edge, Randy Orton, and Randy Orton, Edge, Undertaker, and Shawn Michaels. And Michaels eliminates both RKO, and it comes down to Undertaker and Michaels, which is one of the best finishing sequences in the Royal Rumble history. It's about a 5-minute thing, kind of like what Sheamus and Jerry got in 2012, which I'll get to, but they both hit finishers. They hit super kicks, choke slams. Michaels goes with the sweet chin music, Taker catches him, eliminates him, and Undertaker wins the 2007 Royal Rumble. And finally, Undertaker won a Royal Rumble. And he became the first guy to win the Royal Rumble from number 30. There are now 3 people to win from number 30, so it's catching up with number 27 as the best number to have. 4.5 stars. So this show gets a 15.5 out of a possible 25. That's actually a B-. That's a B- show. Now, granted, that's on the strength of the WWE Championship and the World Royal Rumble, but it's still a very good show, just based on those 2 matches, and the Eminem and Hardyz match. So, this will be in the Revisiting Rumble playlist, as will 2006. If you like the video, like button's down there, subscribe button's down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.